Oh, that's okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today, we are going to be talking about Predator. And we're going to talk about specifically the killer of killers. And so, is this review going to be a killer of killers show? Find out today here on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Hey.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
If it bleeds,
Good
we can
morning,
kill it.
everybody. I can't hear it. So, hey, everybody. As you can tell, hey, I'm Steven, co-host with Mr. Michael Shanks, the most beardiest dude I know. Impatient. I am not in my studio today, so I can't hear. Just like how it used to be, you couldn't hear the video when it played. I don't hear the video or anything else.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we're a little quirky this morning, but that's okay. Oh my goodness!
Well,
Welcome
I
to.
added in a little sound bite. I added in, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Nice. That is funny. So, well,
Oh,
everybody.
wow. Sam is already commenting.
Nice. What did Sam say?
Well, first off, he said, hello, everyone. So, hi, Sam. Good morning or good evening to you. And then he says, I thought it was interesting in the first Predator where he wouldn't harm anyone who didn't have a weapon. He didn't consider it a sport. Yes. And we should also talk about that a little bit.
We will get into that. Yes, yes. And 100% everybody. So if you're just popping in, we are going to do a review of the exclusive Hulu Predator Killer of Killers animation. And we're going to talk all about that today. And we have saved it for the podcast. We have not said anything about it at all with each other. So it's going to be really good. This should be an interesting show today for sure. So, anyway, Sam, great to have you with us.
Yes,
And,
thank you, Sam.
All right. Well, as you can tell, everybody, I am not in my studio at home. I am on the road. I'm actually in Kansas City, and so I'm makeshifting my phone, and we'll see how long my phone lasts for us. So I probably sound different because I'm using my headset, my wireless headset for my phone.
Sounds a little different, but it's not terrible. So we'll run with it.
It's pretty good. So I'm up. No one else is up in the house yet. So hopefully we'll see if we hear anybody else.
Awesome. All right. Well, you want to jump into the geeky news? All right. All right. Now, I have a little something for geeky news, and I'm pretty excited about this. This is, I just put it over the two of us.
That'll work.
Yeah, that'll work. We'll just do that. Anyway, this is Rippaverse related. So here, let me play their little trailer. Rippaverse Comics and McFarlane Toys presents brand new Rippaverse toy line.
Really?
Yeah. And the first one will be Isom. The 7-inch action figure. It looks fantastic. He's got different hands. You can change out 22 moving parts, 2 exchangeable heads, 6 extra hands, and a base 5-panel display box. And it is a beautiful action figure, if I can say.
Wow. So that's not is that a prototype or is that actually the?
Well, I'm assuming that's it.
That's
Yes, I don't know.
Okay.
It's up for pre-order right now. So
How much is it? Do you know?
yeah, the cost is $40. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, there it is. So, ISOM 7-inch action figure. The ISOM action figure collection welcomes fans to behold the action-packed world of Rippaverse Publishing, featuring the unstoppable vigilante Avery Silman, also known as Ice. Produced in collaboration with McFarlane Toys. McFarlane Toys produces some excellent action figures. This collection offers limited edition action figure statues, exclusive I can never say that word. Lenticular. There, I think I got it.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Trading card and special collector's bundle. This collection ends November 21st, with all orders shipping in Q4 of 2025 and Q1 of 2026. So, so you can pre-order right now. I kind of want to pre-order this action figure.
It looks good. It'll be interesting. When they did the Yara statue, I was like, okay, they're kind of doing the sideshow collectible style. But even even that one looks like a
this
sideshow collectible, not the $200, $300 ones. I think $40 for what you're getting is.
well, now if you want the ISOM statue, I think they have two ISOM statues actually.
They have one that was the cover that we like.
Right. Yes. And then they have another one that looks more like this action figure.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple statues available if you're wanting to order those. And let's see, the statue that looks like the cover that we like, which that's ISOM 2 if I remember correctly, or was that ISOM 1? I don't know. Anyway, that's a $275 statue. So yeah. And there's bundles where you can get the statue and the action figure. Or you can get here you go. You can get the Yaira statue plus the ISOM action figure. It's only $515. So, I mean, if you want it, it's there. Yeah, it's available.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. For those who are those kind of diehard collectibles, have at.
Yeah, have at it. I don't have the money or the space for the statues.
Yeah, I do not have that kind of disposable income.
Yeah, me neither. So, and unless Rippaverse would like to send us one, you could send us one for a review. We wouldn't turn it down. Just saying, I'm throwing the offer out to Eric July. If he happens to be listening, we have had him on the show before. Eric is a super nice guy. We really enjoyed having him on. I'd love to get him back, but man, he's so busy. So, that probably won't happen. But anyway, and I'm so behind on the comic books. This year, they exploded with comic books. ISOM 3 came out. Yaira 2 came out. I did get Bloodruth. Let's see. And then he got the War of Separation. The Patriot came out. My gosh, there was just so many different Rippaverse comics that came out, and I was just like, I can't afford all of these.
Right.
So I'm hoping. Zarel, his space one came out.
Oh, yeah.
That was called, but I would like to get ISOM 3 and get that space one. Those are the next two that I want to try and get. So we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can get those and get them reviewed or something. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got for geeky news.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, except for there was a new trailer that came out, but I think you're doing that for Geekdar.
Yes. So let's play the Geekdar.
Go with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what?
The what?
And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
Steven usually does this stuff.
I normally do. I could try to do it on my phone, but
That's all
I'm
right.
learning. It's not too bad of an app, but yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it.
Oh yeah. Right.
All right.
Look, I can put that up. I figured that out.
We have no excess cash. Sometimes we have a little. That was a comment from my wife. All right. So for Geek Dar, I thought we would show the trailer for the new upcoming movie, Predator Badlands.
Sounds good. Yeah. It's
you ready?
apropos for our discussion today. So
I
yeah.
agree. All right, let's do this thing. All right. Hopefully this works. Almost Matrix looking there.
Yeah. It almost it even makes me wonder if there's still an aliens tie to this too.
I kind of wonder that also. It kind of seems like there may be, and there might have been an alien tie in the Predator Killer of Killers, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
All right, so here's
Okay.
the 20th century logo. We got a ship taking off, and the Predator. So what do you think of the look? What'd you say?
He looks kind of young.
He does. He looks like a younger Predator. His face is a little different from we're seeing all kinds of different Predators now. So
Yeah. Sam is saying there's no sound. I don't hear it on my end. I just thought that was just something on my computer.
Oh, really?
Or
No
my
sound,
phone,
huh?
yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing good about that is we won't get a copyright strike.
Okay, sure enough.
Purpose. No, I was not doing it on purpose. It just, it's not showing the sound. Here, let me go out of full. Oh, no, I don't want to do that.
I think it's when you share it. When you share your screen, you have to tell it to do sound. Of course, I don't use an Apple. That's the problem with Apple computers. Just saying.
Oh boy, here we go with the Apple head mouthing.
I couldn't resist. Yeah. So it looks like they're on this alien planet where I did watch the trailer before.
Okay.
The other day when it came out, and I was like, oh, it's like a planet that hunt or be hunted kind of a thing.
Well, since you can't hear the sound, and apparently nobody else can either, and I can't figure out why we can't get the sound, you hear a narration over the top of it, and it's the female that we saw at the intro of the trailer, and she said, so you're on your first hunt and you come to the most dangerous planet in the universe. So I don't know what this planet is. Looks pretty cool though.
It does.
Right, so let me hit play again.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Predator kind of gets attacked by, looks like trees.
Poisonous vines and
some
keeps you on your toes.
A pterodactyl comes after him.
All kinds of blood and stuff.
Living snot out of it.
Oh, and there's Elle Fanning. Elle Fanning's that actress. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Elle Fanning. All right. Well, and then we see Elle Fanning's face as the Predator is down on the ground, which is kind of funny. Yeah. Hello.
So from the director of Prey, who is also the director of the review we're going to do today.
Right. Of Killer of Killers.
Yes.
All right. Let's go on. Okay, and she says, you're after a creature that can't be killed.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
I love this scene.
Obviously a robot, a synth, or I forgot what they called them.
Well, I would call her a cyborg, I guess. I mean, it's almost like Alien. You know?
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. That's why I think there's an alien connection. Is it's kind of like one of those robot thingies. But yeah,
Very possible. So the predator picks her up, and all you see is her torso, her arm, torso, and head.
Yeah.
And she said, "I could help you."
yeah. And then he just drops her.
Yeah, I love that. Well, good luck with your journey.
Yeah.
That is freaking hilarious. On
November
November 7th.
7th. Okay. November movie.
Okay.
New gadgets. I always love the gadget.
Yeah, the Predator has he's got some like Batman level gadgets, that's for sure. I like his gadgets. They're cool. And it looks almost like he's got like a flying little batarang type thing that flies out of his wrist, which looks super cool.
Boy, there's a lot of fast-paced, different action stuff. So different scenes.
Well, and I just wanted to point out, she then says to him, "You're the prey." So this is a little different for the Predator, because the Predator is normally the hunter, and in this case, he's going to be the prey. So
Yeah.
little role reversal, I guess, in this movie.
Yeah. Sam says synthetic or
Yes,
synthetic.
Oh, and the Predator says, "I am no one's prey."
Yeah.
Last
Last
chance.
chance.
Predator shooting.
Oh, she's like a backpack like C-3PO with Chewbacca.
Yes, I noticed that too. It had a very Empire Strikes Back feel with her on the Predator's back. And I like this scene. We see the Predator leaping towards this ginormous monster. I don't even know how to describe this monster. It's something else. So if you're listening to us on the audio side of things, you need to go to YouTube and check out this monster. It's
Is
cool.
that the monster when we get to in the movie on the fourth segment? I guess where I don't want to give too much away at the moment. But is that that big gigantic skull? Would it have been that creature?
I don't know. I have no idea if it's the same monster, because I don't think so. Because from what I understand in this, he's on a different planet, and when we see that monster, I believe he is on the Predators. He's on his home world at that point. So I think they're different monsters. But being the fact that this is made by the same people that made that, who knows? Maybe there's some connection here.
Sam calls it the porcupine T-Rex. T-Rex.
I like that. That's a good description. Yeah, porcupine crossed with a T-Rex. I like that. Thanks, Sam. Predator Badlands. And she says, "We might not be alone in this hunt."
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing we see is what kind of looks like the RoboCop, what was supposed to be like the predecessor to RoboCop, the big mechanical thing. Only it looks a lot bigger than that in RoboCop. So maybe we get Predator, Alien, and RoboCop all together. That's like total 80s mind blow.
Right?
There.
Right? Yes. We'll come back to that when we talk about the movie. So
all right. Cool. All right, so that's our Geek Star for the day. I got a feeling come November we're going to be going to see that. That looks really, really good. I'm very happy with that. At the beginning of the trailer, I saw Wayland Symbol. Wayland.
Is that an alien reference? I think that's an alien reference.
It might be, because I'm not as up on my alien lore So I think I know a little more of the Predator lore than I do the Alien lore. So that could be a Alien reference. So Sam, correct us if we're wrong. All right, we ready to move on to the main event? All right, let's do this.
It's time for the main event.
Okay. Well, I thought I'd add Megan. Oh, okay. What is going on here? There. I took the one that you named Three Peeps, but it doesn't have a background on it. So we'll just deal with it. We'll just deal with it right now. Okay. So I thought I'd bring Megan in because Megan didn't watch Killer of Killers, but Megan, for the first time ever, watched the original Predator.
Oh, okay.
With one of my favorite action stars, Arnold. Get to the chopper.
Yes.
So
that's where that comes from, isn't it? That's
yes,
from
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
Yep. He says it a couple times, actually. He also says a few other choice things throughout the movie.
Right.
You're an ugly.
Right.
One of my favorite lines from the movie. But Megan watched it for the first time. She had never seen Predator, and I felt like a bad dad that I'd never sat her down to watch the Predator. And so I thought we'd just get her take on it, which she kind of gave me her take a little bit after it. And I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So I wanted to bring her in for that.
I'm going to watch a classic 80s movie.
One of the best, man. That's one of my all-time favorite 80s movies.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
No, it's just there was something you said that struck me that I just could not believe that you said. So what was your overall feel of the original Predator starring Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I felt it was really slow.
That's what it was. I was like, really? The Predator slow? I mean, come on. We have one of the greatest 80s gun scenes of all
right.
Movies. When what's his name? The one black guy, I can't think of his name. Man, the bald guy.
Carl Weathers? No, not Carl Weathers. I'm sorry.
The other guy. He sees the Predator at one point, and he grabs Jesse Ventura's gun because Jesse Ventura had the huge gun that fed all the ammo into it and everything, and it just had like hundreds and hundreds of rounds and stuff, and he just starts and then Arnold sees him, and then Arnold jumps in there and then the other guy sees him and he jumps in there and then they all got their guns going. I mean, it's just an 80s explosive gun, orgasm. And it goes on for a few minutes, and it's like, and it's just explosions everywhere. It's just total 80s action goodness.
Yeah.
And she calls it slow. It just blew my mind.
That's all right.
Predator looks cool.
What'd you say?
I said I think the Predator looks cool.
He does. The Predator is one of the coolest looking creatures that we've gotten out of the 80s, in my opinion.
And wasn't that Jean-Claude Van Damme for a little bit? He was in the Predator suit?
I don't know. Was it? I've done a lot of research on who was actually in.
That was one of his early.
Let's see. Who was
breaking into the industry kind of a thing?
The Predator costume. Let's see.
Yeah.
Story of the original Predator. Oh, wait. Steven, you may have just learned me on something. So the original Predator. Okay, I hate it when stupid pop-ups pop in front of what you're trying to read. It says the story of the original Predator suit that was worn by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Wow. I did not know that, Stephen. Thank you. You learned me. In the early stages of production, the Predator looked much different.
Much more betterer. I'm sorry, just kidding. I couldn't resist. Cheers.
No, it doesn't say much more better though. Different to the alien we recognize, and Jean-Claude Van Damme was meant to play it. Predator, featuring the galaxy-hopping creature that likes to hunt for sport, spawned a multimedia franchise with further films, video games, comics, novels, and a crossover with the Alien universe. However, if it had all gone to plan, the iconic dreadlocked, menacing mandible creature, that's a mouthful, would have looked very different and featured a new actor looking to make his break in Hollywood. The origins of the very first Predator movie, believe it or not, came from Sylvester Stallone's Rocky franchise. Holy cow. By 1985, the fourth Rocky film had been released, and a joke circulating around Hollywood at the time suggested that Stallone would run out of earthly opponents.
Oh my goodness.
The next film would have to feature a fight with an alien. I mean, which of us wouldn't have watched that? Sign me up. I love Rocky, so yeah. Screenwriters Jim and John Thomas loved this idea and wrote a script about a band of alien creatures that go hunting together. As with most scripts, it went through several revisions and was streamlined to become the story of one alien versus dangerous commando in Central America. At this point in time, the film still had a simple one word title, but it was Hunter. Wow. I did not know this, Stephen. Thanks.
I didn't know all that. I just knew that I think there is one picture of him in the suit.
Wow. Let's see if we can find that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we've ready to get started. It's already 9:30. We've ready to get started on the old review here.
All right. So
we're going down rabbit holes, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Well, I think there's a lot to be said about these connections, because even as we get to the end of it, I'm not going to spoil anything. It was the end credit scene, the post credit scene, or mid credits or whatever.
Yes.
I think there's something to be said to that. I think it's good that we're having this conversation, because it does tie into that a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have to talk about that. I think it's more of a mid-credit scene than a post-credit scene, but
mid-credits is a better word. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that right there, that mid-credit scene, that was worth the price of admission. Right there.
Oh, drop the truth bomb there. Okay. All right. All right. We don't spoil it yet. Hang in there, guys. We're going to talk about that. So, okay. So how do we want to do the review here then on the old Killer of Killers?
Well, I'm going to drop Megan out because she didn't watch it. So, bye, Megan.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Oh yeah. What do we pick for?
Am I still frozen on your screen?
No, you're not frozen.
Okay, good. I'm frozen on my screen. So.
Oh, weird. Everything seems to be working fine. I can hear you fine, and
cool.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Yes.
Let's see. What do we choose for? Oh, you know what? Let's go with shields. Let's go with Viking shields.
Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah.
And we'll explain why Viking shields. You want to start, or you want me to start?
You go ahead and start. I'm gonna see if I can do something here real quick.
Okay. When I first heard about this, I wasn't sure what to expect. I've never seen a animated Predator before, so I was like, this could be good. Maybe not. And then I heard it was an anthology, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Interesting choice for Predator. And then we get that it's not just one predator, it's different predators going to different timelines and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I like this idea. It's a great premise for a anthology film. I thought the art was very good in it. I really liked the artwork in it. The animation style looked really good. I thought the predators all had really good designs. I was very happy with them. Lots and lots of action in this movie. Megan, you should have watched this one because there was, in my opinion, this was pretty much nonstop. I'm not sure about the third era they chose. Like, I get why they choose it to go with the story. It makes sense. But I was just like, it just didn't feel the same as the first two eras. So
we'll talk about that. Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that. So overall, I thought this was a really good film. I enjoyed it a lot. Love the action. Love most of the eras they chose. And so I will give it, I think, 7 Viking shields out of 10.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Here's how I'll rate it a couple of ways. One is I have Disney Plus, so it's the Hulu on Disney Plus was how I was able to watch it, which is great. I'm still on that really good deal. I've got them get it for a year for like $2.99 a month kind of a thing. So I got a lot of commercials though, but whatever. So is it worth that $2.99 a month? Yes, absolutely. I think it's worth seeing. Would it be good in a theater? That's a great question. How I like to look at things.
Question.
Would it be good in a theater? And I would say if you want action, just a great action popcorn flick, yeah, it is. It's worth seeing in the theater, I think. I will agree with you. I give it 7 out of 10 Viking shields for sure on that. And then what I really enjoyed about it was fast-paced storytelling. Like, let's get you in the action. Let's give you some little enough to kind of know what's going on. And it was enough in the way they did the action that you're like, man, there could be so much lore here to go into more detail on stuff. But it was okay because I really knew the motivations of the characters. It did such a nice job. Yes, everybody, there's 3 sections. There's like these, or 4 really. There's the first section where you're like, there's a predator shows up. There's this whole Viking thing. The second one is the whole samurai one, which was really good. And then there was the third one, the third scene, which was the World War time period, 1941 time period. And then where they all show up together, which I thought was kind of weird. I was like, well, how are they able to do that? But you don't realize how they're able to do it until you get to the end of the third one where he's cryovac, for lack of a better term. Put in a Ziploc bag, and I'm just kidding about the Ziploc bag, but they're in a cryovac chamber, so they're obviously that's hibernation sleep and stuff, which I was just waiting for some kind of thing about hibernation sickness, but that didn't happen. So.
Nice tie there. I like that.
So I would say, and then the fourth is where they're all together. They all have to fight each other, and then whoever is gets to fight this biggest predator I've ever seen. And it was good action oriented. There were some parts I can't give it any higher than that because I had some story elements from the previous ones that I thought we set up a certain code amongst the predators that I feel like we're going against. And so I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Or now they're setting up a way to continue the animation series, if that makes sense, that they can do another animation rather than a film. Because we'll talk about that at the end where we talk about the post-credit scene or mid-credit scene.
Mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. I thought it was good action. The animation was top notch. Probably some of the best animation that I've seen, as well. So I thought it was really good.
I did too. I really enjoyed this. And I'm going to throw up the spoilerific territory warning there, because we definitely get into some spoilers in this. Now you talked about I just want to mention this real quick. You talked about the monster at the end, that monster predator thing. I called that the predator rancor, because that's what
the
that
monster.
thing.
Yes. It does remind
See,
me of a
that's why I
rancor.
didn't want to say that the monster we saw in the trailer we watched earlier was the same, because I didn't feel they looked quite the same. Because I felt this looked a lot more like a rancor from Return of the Jedi, than what that one. Although I think this one had 4 legs, and the rancor doesn't have 4 legs; it has 2. So I don't know, but I don't know. It just felt like the rancor to me. So I'm all for
I could see that.
crossing over a rancor with the predator. I'm all on board for that. That's awesome. So I do have to ask you this: were there any Steven skips?
No, there were not.
Cool. I didn't think there would be, because this is pretty fast paced.
It is very fast paced, and that it's one of the reasons I didn't Steven skip, because I knew if you skip 10 seconds or 15 seconds, whatever, you would miss something.
I even had to Steven rewind a few times. Yeah, because I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! How did that happen? I gotta go back."
Some of that animation goes fast. Yeah,
it does. It goes super fast. You really need to be paying attention. Unfortunately, there was a few times I was looking at my phone, and I was like, "That's when I was like, wait a minute, what? Hold on, I'm confused." So I did a Steven rewind instead of a Steven skip. So
nice.
Yeah, I really liked it. What did you think of our characters in this? So we had Vikings, and we have the storyline of the woman Viking. You find out that her father is killed by like another Viking tribe, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a Russian.
Oh, was it Russian? Okay.
Because of the name Zoltan or Zoltar or whatever it was, Zoran. I can't remember, but it had that Russian-esque. You're talking.
Does he give fortunes, Zoltar?
Oh, nice. And I said Zohan. Don't mess with a Zohan from Adam Sandler. I would, that's kind of the feel I got for it. I mean, it was Viking. I thought, well, maybe it's a Russian invader or a Slavic or something like that. A North European kind of person. But I took it more as an invader rather than another Viking group, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
But I did like, because it was a well done character, because I was like, I don't know if I like her or hate her. Or because she's so driven, but you find out why she's so angry and full of rage. And I thought that was an interesting type of character to put as, what did they call this segment? The Shield.
Yes. It was,
and she had a shield, which
was sword. Cool. It was the shield, the sword, and the bullet were the names of the 2 segments. And I don't know did they get the final one a name? I don't remember if they did.
I don't remember either. Yeah.
But I do know the Viking era is the shield, because she has 2 big shields with notches cut out in the top. And she
cut off some heads.
Yeah, she kind of uses those shields as a weapon, and cuts off. It's not just a defensive device; it's also a weapon, and which was pretty cool. I liked it. I liked the use of the shields.
They set that up from the beginning story with her, that this is not a kid's show.
Oh,
this is
definitely.
Graphic violence kind of a thing. Yeah.
Which, I mean, it is the Predator, so
yes.
I mean, that's what he does. He travels the universe and searches for prey, searches for worthy prey to kill, and that gets into the code, because we always interpreted the Predator as having a specific warrior's code. So he doesn't fight. Well, I hate to say that he doesn't fight anything that doesn't have weapons, because like at one point Arnold throws down all his weapons, and the Predator even starts taking stuff off in the original film, and then they go mano a mano, which was awesome, because you see Predator, he's like, all right, I'll take off all my gadgets and I'll still kill you, which we know he doesn't. Arnold actually comes out on top on that, but
Yeah.
just barely, by the way. He just barely came out on top.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. Is it fair to say that he would not attack? I think he will attack anything that is a worthy opponent. I don't think it necessarily has to have weapons, but if he deems it a worthy opponent, that's what I think he's going to go. And then, if I remember right, we didn't get to watch Predator 2. I wanted to watch Predator 2. I had a weird week this week. And if I remember right, in Predator 2, they established that he wouldn't attack a pregnant woman either. Because if I remember right, there's a woman, and because the Predator sees in heat vision.
Yeah.
And that's not his mask. That is actually the way he sees. That's the way his eyes interpret everything, is in heat vision. And he sees that there is a infant in a woman, and he backs off of her. He doesn't kill her. So I think that's part of his code. Right. I think there is a code, but I think the code is he will go anything that he deems worthy of a fight. That's what I think. I don't think it necessarily means he has to. I know Arnold says, "Oh, he won't attack you because you don't have any weapons." I know Arnold says that in the first one, but I don't think that's necessarily true.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll say, so with the first one, her shields, it was cool. You got to see story-wise, you got enough to know that she was driven by rage. She killed her father. And you got to think, if she has a son who's in his 20s, so, you're talking about she was a girl. So, I mean, it's been 30 years at least by the time he comes back, or she comes back to see this invader kind of a thing. Time for training her son, and in just that battle, and then set up for, she is the killer of killers, and so the Predator goes after her.
Sorry, we had a comment that I was trying to.
You can't do anything on the EV Mux side. I got it.
Oh, you got it? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I warned him, but okay. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry, Stephen. I was trying to take care of a stupid comment.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. So go ahead. So I was just saying that, we got to see where she was the killer of killers, in that she got her revenge to a certain degree, sort of. But then that's why the Predator chose her and all.
Right. Exactly.
So what's Brenda say?
Brenda says, I'm not a fan of animation, really. I actually watched it. I actually watched at it. I thought the ending was really good. I give it 6. So
okay, 6 out of 10 shields. Right on. If you're not an animation fan, that's okay. That'll work.
Yeah, see, I love animation, so
yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
I think that's what she's saying. I think that's what she's saying, though, is not a fan that was really good.
Right.
And all.
Well, she says that, but there are certain animation things she likes. Anyway. So yeah, I thought the Gladiator story, the Viking story was really cool. I enjoyed it. And we have this storyline of this woman, her father is killed, and then he tells her, on his deathbed to avenge him, and that's been her source of anger and angst all along. And then as she goes to,
she even tells her son, though, right?
She tells her son the same thing. If I die today, I want you to avenge my death. Right. She tells her son the same thing that her father told her. And then during her confrontation with her father's killer, and the Predator shows up.
Yeah.
And the Predator wipes out almost everybody. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. 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 And he had that new gadget on his arm that we hadn't seen before that had like a pulse wave. You cock it back and load it, I guess, or something. It sends out like a shock wave kind of a thing. I thought that was pretty cool. And because you see that battle that comes into play even with her at the end, how she finally defeats him, which I thought was really good.
Well,
Which was she used it against him to keep him under the water while it blasted her out of the water.
Well, the Predator, he goes back to our time every once in a while, and he goes to Wayne Industries and picks up some weapons.
I see. Yes. Well, let's talk about our time. Let's talk about that for a second, because I'm not used to. It was like they did her story first, so I don't want to say they time travel, but do they? There's a question I had about that. Do they really time travel, or do they just cryovac people?
Oh, good question. Because obviously by the end of it, you see they are cryovacing people.
A lot, too.
Yeah,
You Predators suck. If you've got all those that defeated people over the centuries, I'm like, you guys suck. I'm just kidding.
It makes you wonder, what are they doing? Is there something even more ominous about the Predators than what we realized? If they're collecting, because I thought all they did was they look for worthy opponents, they killed them, they took trophies from each of their kills, obviously, because they'll take skulls, spines, guns, swords, all kinds of different things. And we see that Predator 2. We see a lot of examples of that, because in Predator 2 we get the first hint that they went against aliens, because we see an alien skull in the Predator ship.
Yeah, and that they had been to Earth before, because Danny Glover, he gave him a trophy of the flintlock.
Right, which is the same weapon they give to the kid.
Torres.
Yeah.
The third story kid. The third,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Which I thought was interesting, that was the weapon they gave him.
Yeah, and we also see that in Prey.
Yes.
In the movie Prey, too, right?
I believe so. It's been a couple years since I watched it.
I think it's the same weapon. Yes.
What is it? They just think all humans use.
Right. I thought that was kind of funny. For as terribly advanced as you guys are, that was like, I think it was done for comedic effect, but also to bring in a tie to the other films.
Well, I guess in Prey it kind of makes sense, because you're talking. She's Native American, and so her time is. I was assuming before, right? Well, yeah. So, yeah, I guess that would fall right within her time. So that would kind of make sense,
Yeah.
But it seems like they just constantly give those flintlocks to humans. And it's like, well, you've battled both Danny Glover and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and both of them were using automatic and semi-automatic weapons.
Yeah, so we don't know when this takes place, like the fourth part. So the first one was, Viking era, 491 or something like that. The second one was like the 1400s feudal Japan kind of a thing.
I thought it was 1600s, but yes.
Or maybe it was, yeah. And then, of course, the flintlock time frame for Prey was, 1700s or whatever. And then 1941 for the third story with Torres. And then we don't know when they were all defrosted to fight, to be the killer of killers.
In the Predator Coliseum.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Oh, that was a good statement. Brenda said they were using much more betterer guns.
Cheers. That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The second story, feudal Japan, though.
Yes.
I liked it because there's these two brothers. They were set at odds. they were given a choice. One brother said, "I'm not going to fight." The other one says, "I'm fighting," kind of a thing. And it creates a rift, and then one disappears, and then I thought that was really interesting. And how their master or dad, or we don't know who he was technically,
Yeah,
the samurai.
There's almost no dialogue in the Japanese era of it.
Yeah. And when there is, it's important. But yes.
Yeah, definitely need to pay attention to that.
Yeah. But it was interesting how when the samurai at the beginning with the two boys, it was, if you noticed, he took a sword and put a chunk or a divot inside the like a railing, for lack of a better term, of that place. And I find it interesting that when the two were fighting after all these years, like that was when they were kids, and then left 20 years, it said 20 years later, one becomes a samurai, the samurai leader dies, and so that son who stayed with him rose to become the next samurai, or the other one became a ninja, the shadow of a samurai, kind of a thing. And they were fighting. And when he fell, I thought it was interesting that when he fell, that it was that was on that board that was already weakened because of what the old samurai had put in there. Like, oh, that's kind of interesting how they kind of tied that. There's a lot of little tie-ins like that throughout.
I like the little slice in the cheek, because when they first fight, the one brother slices the other brother's cheek. Then when they fight again, the other brother slices.
The ninja brother slices the samurai brother's cheek. Back. Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of like, I'm returning the favor. I love the samurai portion of this. I think it's probably my favorite portion.
I would concur. It was my favorite, because then it
would be yours.
Yeah, when they fought, and then the samurai brother fell against the railing and it broke because it was weak, because that whatever. Then that's when the predator went into action. He was waiting to see who would be the killer of killers.
Right.
And,
exactly.
And then that was a great fight, and all to see that.
Yeah, and if you think about that a minute, so in the first one we kind of had the same thing. She is the killer of killers, quote unquote. And then the samurai, he's the killer of killers. But in the third one, what's the kid's name?
Torres.
Torres isn't a killer of killers.
Yeah, it was. So the second story, it was the sword. So we had the shield, the sword, and this one was the bullet. And it was more of the lesson that I assume it was his dad that was teaching him, but had made the comment to say,
if you're talking about in the beginning, when
in the beginning of the third,
that's
the car break, you got to figure things out on your own. You can't. Anybody could drive, press the gas pedal, kind of a thing. But he was trying to teach him how to be a mechanic at the same time, to really know your what mechanical stuff, what it is that you're driving or what you're working with, be able to know that, listen to it and hear it and be able to figure it out. So there was a whole thing about figuring things out in your situation, which I think carried over to, but you're right, it was a big air battle thing. So was he really a killer of killers, or he just happened to survive or think on his feet? That's the phrase. That's what I'm trying to think. He learned to think on his feet. Now, did you catch the voice? So Torres is commanding officer. Did you catch that voice? Did you recognize that voice?
I didn't.
I had to look it up because I know that voice and it's killing me not knowing it. Michael Biehn. So Michael Biehn was in Terminator. He played, really, spoiler alert, father of John Connor.
Okay.
Kind of a thing. He was in one of my favorite Westerns of all time is Tombstone. He was, it was like, why, Johnny Ringo. He played Johnny Ringo. Looked like somebody stepped over your grave, kind of a thing. So that's, he was that. So, but none of it was in Terminator, but guess he was in Terminator. He was also in another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, I believe. No, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry. He was in Alien. He was in the first Alien movie. And then what else was he in? He was so now I'm going back to where I referenced earlier in the show, everybody, where we talked about all the '80s blockbusters. Michael Biehn was in a lot of them. He was in a lot of those '80s, action films somehow, some way. But he was an Alien. He wasn't in Predator. He was in. Oh gosh, what else was he in? There's something else I'm trying to think of it. But anyway, it was him. So Michael Biehn voiced that character, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. So
Neat. I did not know that. That's cool. Look at that. Steven learning me on all kinds of things today. Jean-Claude Van Damme being the original Predator. And yeah, wow. So yeah, the 1941, I mean, it was a good enough story. I liked it. I just didn't like it as much as I didn't like it near as much as I did the Samurai. The Samurai I thought was the best of them.
Yeah. Well, the first one was really good. The second one was really good. It kicked it up a notch. And then I was like, huh. But it's almost like they had to calm it down a little, sort of, in order to get to the fourth part where they're all together. And then he was more of a comic relief because one got the shield, one got the sword, and the other got the bullet, which was the flintlock. And he was like, really? Come on. And
not
I thought
even
that was
my era.
right. Yeah. And I thought that was it was interesting. But so he was a little more the comic relief.
But he was
an inaction.
He was also kind of the brains too.
He was.
Because it was almost a brains, brains over brawn.
Oh, right. Yeah, good call.
Right.
Yes.
Because the Viking, she just wanted to kill, period. And she was willing, because when they're brought into the quote unquote Colosseum, because they're all taken to what we believe is the Predator's planet, because it looks like this Colosseum is just filled with predators observing what's going on. And then you got this gigantic predator who comes out and informs them that the three of them have to fight to the death, and the killer of killers gets to take on him, is what he said.
And he was the predator of predators, like the predator king or the predator leader or something. Because so here's my question for you. Was that like a xenomorph skeleton that he had on his back?
I don't know.
Okay. I was curious. I didn't know.
Yeah. And then there was another scene that I couldn't figure out if it was an alien, because when they're taking you through all the cryogen, bodies and all that stuff, and you're getting slight glimpses of what's in each one of those caskets, and one of
hibernation chamber,
similar to a alien, but it didn't look alien. I don't know. I don't know if there's still ties to the Alien franchise in this or not.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a xenomorph, but I don't think it was.
Okay.
Kind of a thing. I was like, it would be a much bigger hibernation tank, because all the hibernation tanks were all the same.
Much more bigger?
The same size. Nice. Much more.
So yeah, we're in a predator Coliseum. They're told that they have to fight to the death. The Viking is, and they're all wearing these collars, and the collars actually interpret what the predator says in each one of their languages. So the Viking actually hears everything in her Viking language. The samurai actually hears everything in Japanese, and then of course, our Mexican, because he's Mexican, but he's in the United States, so he speaks English, so he hears it all in English. And I love it when he tries to talk to the Japanese guy, because he's like, oh wait, I had to learn some Japanese.
Yeah.
And it just kind of reminded me of WKRP in Cincinnati. So there's an episode of WKRP in Cincinnati where a tornado comes through Cincinnati, and there happens to be some Japanese tourists in Cincinnati, and they come to visit the radio station and get a tour of the radio station, right? And their guide, he speaks Spanish. He doesn't speak Japanese. So Carlson meets these guys, right? And he starts saying, "Oh, hi, welcome to Cincinnati. You're at WKRP. We're a radio station, blah blah blah, and all this stuff." And then he looks at the tour guide, and the tour guide starts interpreting, and he starts saying it all in Spanish. And then Carlson looks at Andy and goes, "That's not Japanese." And he goes, "No." So then Carlson goes, "Oh, wait. I think I remember some Japanese from the service." And he goes, or something like that, right? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just
Right.
Anyway. And then all of a sudden the Japanese tourists, they step back and they put their hands up.
Oh, that's funny.
So that little scene when he was like, "Oh, wait, I was taught some Japanese in," because he's in the service. It's World War II. So, yeah. And then he said some really off the wall stuff, and the Japanese guy's like, yeah, he said something about a fool that talks to a fool is a fool, or something to that extent. He gave some Japanese proverb, basically.
That's funny.
It was awesome. But anyway.
So, how did you felt it ended? Not the end, not the very very end with the mid credit scene, but I mean from the fourth story with the big battle it takes on. The Rancor comes out and they do the battle and
right.
stuff.
So you get the battle, and then he's trying to convince the three of them that they need to work together. Juarez, or whatever his name is, and of course he's having a hard time breaking the communication barrier.
Right, because at this time he was able to get the collars released off of them,
Right.
which the collars not only were interpreters, but if anybody remembers Suicide Squad, they would blow up your head too if you didn't do what they asked. So
exactly. So, and that's where I also say the brain versus the bronze comes in too, because he's the one that figures that out. Oh, of course, they thought he got eaten too. They thought that he got eaten by the Rancor predator. So, and then the Japanese guy, he gets it. He's like, wait a minute. Yeah, we have to team up.
We have to work together.
And he puts down his sword, says, I won't fight. But her being the Viking, I mean, she just sees nothing but battle. It's like,
yeah,
no, I'm going to kill everything. That's, I'll kill you. I'll kill them. I'll kill.
Yeah.
He dies, she dies.
He died. They all die. You're right.
So, actually, I like the way that went down, because then they finally, it took everything, but they finally convinced her, and they worked together, and then they escape. But she doesn't want to stop.
Well, her thing was she needed to die in combat to go to Valhalla, right? That's
right.
What
yeah, to go Valhalla. Yeah, exactly. Because she wanted more or less to be in heaven with her son, Valhalla, so on and so forth. So yeah, so she does that whole what do you call when you do those things on the lines? What do they call those? Zip lines.
Zip line.
She does the whole zip line from the ship with the shield over the chain back down to the Predator Coliseum to take out the Predator. So I thought it was cool.
She takes out the zip line that was holding the ship back and breaks it, and then they're able to escape.
Right.
Sort of. But yeah.
But I thought she had died. I thought
too.
they killed her.
Yeah.
And then we get that final scene.
Yeah, well, real quick before we hit there. So you think the ship escapes, and then the big bad guy, which you don't really see fight. This was one of the concerns I had with the ending. You lead up to this guy, the killer of killers, whoever's going to fight me, and you
Right.
get some of that fight, sort of, but but when they escape, it's like, let's go hunting, and then all these other ships, everyone starts going after them, and I was like, I don't know, that seems a little too over the top and not quite an ending as much as it is let's lead into something else, which then takes us to the
I
very
don't
end.
think I don't think they're actually going after them. I think they're just, going after
Going out in the world to get more.
Yeah, I think they're just going
Okay.
after more prey. That's what I think. Because I mean, like, when Danny Glover, oh well, maybe I should hold off on that kind.
Well, no, I think we should go ahead and go to the end because, well, one, we're getting a real long
Right.
time and my battery's getting low, but
Sure.
I would say that the interesting thing about the end, now before it does the first part of the credits, okay, so there's a
Mhm.
very ending scene that we get to, and they're showing all these cryovac chambers, and there's where you see
The Viking.
you see the Viking, and you're like, oh, okay, so she's in the cryovac chamber, and you're thinking, okay, all right, so maybe they're, I thought it was kind of they're back in the cryovac chamber. This whole cryovac chamber is new for me on the lore, and I don't know how I feel about it. To be honest with you.
I don't remember. Now, I haven't read all the comic books, and because there's been years of comic books of prey. So I don't know if this is a thing in the comic book. So if a viewer knows of this, please message us and let us know. If
Put a comment down below because
if
I
there's a
don't.
place we can get it, I'd love to see it and find out.
Yeah, well, I think the problem I have with it is, well, let me save that for a minute because
Sure.
so then we see that, and then the camera pans over to the next one where we see the other xenomorph type, but I don't think it was a xenomorph creature. And then it goes to the next one. It's kind of these rows upon rows of
Mhm.
cryovac chambers. And so at the front of one is the Viking, the front of the xenomorph, and then we get to the third one
And it's
after the
Prey.
xenomorph, and it's the what?
It's the girl from Prey.
Yes. And I'm like, huh?
Uh-huh.
Kind of a thing. And then it shows.
Well, then we have more credits.
We have more
go
credits.
into the credits.
Yes.
And then it goes back into it because
Our
it's
mid-credit scene.
or our mid-credit scene, and they show Prey again. I'm just going to call her Prey because I can't think. I don't remember
Yeah.
what her character's name is.
Girl from the Prey movie. Yeah.
Right. You see the girl from the Prey movie, and then it pans over, and we see Danny freaking Glover, and I'm like, whoa! Blew my mind. I was like,
Yeah.
awesome. And then hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
And then it pans over a little bit more, and we see Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger.
Yes. And that's where it ends.
So,
Yeah. So which was really cool. I was like, when we first hit Dan Glover, I was like, okay, it's a callback to Predator 2.
mhm.
Okay, cool. That's pretty nice. Okay, well, that's how they got the flintlock back. Okay, because it was given to him. And so
Right.
that was his trophy. But the problem I had with that was now they're captured again. I thought the code was you win, you survive, you get the trophy, and you can
Right.
continue. But now with the cryovac stuff, it's kind of like
It's like they're collecting the champions.
it is, and I don't know where I'm at with that really, because I'm like, well, then if you're collecting the champions, did they really win? Did they really, it's like taking what happened and, it's almost like going back in time. You had the Prey version, then you have Predators 2 version, then Predator 1 winner. And so all those winners, and I don't know, I really haven't seen Predators or the Predators or whatever they are. So
Yeah, I haven't seen the Predator. I've not seen that one.
yeah. So but I just like, well, that kind of takes away from the good guy winning in the end because now they're in cryovac.
Well,
if that makes sense.
I just think at this point, I'm thinking this is later down in the timeline, and I'm thinking they've went back and they're collecting the champions, and I got a feeling we're going to see the Coliseum again, and I got a feeling they're bringing the champions back for that Coliseum is what I think they're doing. because this is almost like the Roman Colosseum. You take the best gladiators and you put them to battle in the Colosseum, and I think that's what we're gearing up to, is seeing. I thought it was awesome that we saw Danny Glover and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was just like,
Yeah.
this is so cool.
Which makes me wonder if it is going to be an animation, because obviously, they're both those gentlemen are older. And of
Well,
course, Danny Glover, to quote Danny Glover's character in several different movies, I'm too old for this.
for this shit. That's in the Lethal Weapon movies. In all three or four.
And it was in Maverick, when Mel Gibson's movie Maverick, when he did a cameo in it and said
really?
the same thing. Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's become one of his taglines, just like, I'll be back, and if it bleeds, we can kill it. Get to the chopper.
Right. Yes.
Yo,
Agree.
Yo, Adrian.
Right. Yes, very much so.
Going through all my great 80s taglines. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was cool that they were there. I liked it. And I think they're gearing up for another animation. However, they could do it AI, I mean, we brought back young Luke Skywalker, we brought back several people, but I think the best example at this point was young Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. I think that's the best example of bringing a older actor back into his younger form. So I think that's a possibility, but I got a feeling if they're gonna do it with Danny Glover and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they're just gonna use animation most likely. Because for one thing, it'd be a lot cheaper to do it animated. I don't think they have to pay Arnold and Danny as high a price just to come in and do the voice work. Because if they do the AI, they probably got to come in and do some body double stuff, most likely, and that probably cost even more. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, and it could be just testing the waters too. How do fans feel about this? I was excited. I like it. I like the idea of it, and honestly, I hope it happens. I would love to see Danny Glover and Arnold together fighting freaking predators. That would be amazing. So whether you give it to me in animation or AI, I'll take it. Either one. Just do it. Do
it. Yeah. It was worth seeing. I enjoyed it. It was action-packed. It was quick storytelling. You got enough of what you needed for the story. It tied together. There were different themes that ran through it. So I liked it overall. When I watch it again, I probably would, actually.
I'll probably give it another go at some point.
Do you think some of what we see here is going to lead into the Badlands, like we showed at the beginning of the show?
I think so. I considering Prey connected to this, because we got her, we got her character portrayed in this, and it, it's all done by the same creators who created Prey, created Killer of Killers, and now Badlands. Yeah, I got a feeling it's somehow going to connect. I don't know exactly where, but I think somehow it will connect. We'll find out.
It'll be good. Well, it's the same director, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's where my brain went. So it'll be good. It'll be interesting. So we'll probably have to do a review just because we've done this.
Oh, I think we have to. We did Prey. Now we've done this one. So I think
everybody coming in November.
Let us know if to do Predator and Predator 2.
Right.
Because I rewatched Predator this week, and I wanted to watch Predator 2. I just didn't get to. I think I've watched Predators, but it's
been the one with what's his name, Adrian Brody?
I don't even remember who was in it.
It's the Italian-looking guy. I was calling the Italian-looking
guy.
And
I know I watched Alien versus Predators, and I was very disappointed with it. being I was a fan of the comic books when they started the Alien versus Predators comics. And I was like, oh, yes, we're finally getting the two franchises to come together. And the movie was just not good. And then The Predator came out, and I never watched it. So I have no idea what The Predator, if it's any good or not. I don't even know what people have even said about it. So.
I think somebody said that was the introduction. There's different classes of predators now, and we got to see that in the animation. And
well, I think
that's
we're
where they
also
kind of
gonna get a
introduced some
feel
of
of that in Badlands, because she says, "Oh, your first hunt, and you go to the most dangerous planet in the universe."
Yeah.
So, yeah,
should be interesting. Okay, well, yeah, that's good. Anything else?
no, I mean, if you like The Predator, I think this is worth watching.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say about it. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, right on. Okay, cool beans. Well, everybody, hey, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. I don't have any control over everything, but I'll just do the spiel anyway. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us and talking about the Predator movie, Killer of Killers. Please check out our website at www.twogeeksmike.com. That's the number 2, GEEKSMIC.com. There you'll find our hub to everything else on Two Geeks. You can get to our merch page, which is also twogeeksmikemerch.com, number 2, GEEKSMIC, MERCH.com. Boy, it took me a minute there. Or if you'd like to support us, you can get through from our website, but you can also go directly to Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/2geeks, the number 2, GEEKS, because that's where we use all that money to pay for our Lamborghinis and our cars and our $53 million jet plane. No, I'm just kidding, everybody. But we do appreciate you supporting us, because that really goes to pay for the podcast and EV Mux, just so that we can do the podcast, just so we can hang out. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us and helping support us to pay for that. And then also, if you want to reach out to us, I would encourage you to go to our email, which is show@twogeeksmike.com. Mike does a lot of stuff. He keeps up on that, which is really good. He is much more better at it than I am. And cheers. And so I really appreciate Mike being on there and reach out to us. We've been able to meet all kinds of neat people all over the world, and it's been a lot of fun, and who've reached out. And so don't be shy. If you have suggestions for the show, we do take it under advisement. We can't promise it anything, but we do like some of the ideas that we get from folks as well. And we get to meet comic creators, and we introduce those comic creators to you on our new Creators Corner segment that we've been doing over the last several months, which has been a lot of fun. And we've had just some great guests, some authors, and some comic book writers, and learning about all that. And so it's been a lot of fun. So, well, with that, Mike, anything else? It's all you, my friend.
Yes. So with that said, first thing I want to say is happy early birthday to Steven. Tomorrow is Steven's birthday.
Thank you. Birthday's tomorrow. So, yes, thank you.
And I have to thank Brenda for reminding me of that. She came in just before we started the show, and she had a sign, "Don't forget Steven's birthday." So,
that's very nice.
Then I just got a text on my watch telling me, reminding me, you haven't said a happy birthday. So
it's all good. So thank you.
Everyone,
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Wish Steven a happy birthday. Please go on Facebook and say happy birthday to my favorite co-host, Steven Boster.
Hi.
All right. So with that said, you're welcome. With that said, if you've made it this far, please make sure and go and like and subscribe to us on all the socials. We are on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble. And we are actually live on Rumble right now. Yay! Sometimes I mess up that setup and I don't get us live. So, but we are live over there now. We appreciate all our subscribers. So if you have not subscribed, make sure and go give that bell a little tickle and subscribe to it, and you will get informed every time we go live. You can also get updates on Facebook. I try to post funny memes or information about the show, like, for instance, when we go live. And we go live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You do the math on the rest because I don't like math. All right. Anything else, Steven? Last
Nope,
words?
that about does it.
Dokes. Okay. All right. Get out there, watch The Predator, and if it bleeds, we can kill it. Don't, Steven, skip this episode because we are much more betterer than the rest. And where is the outro? This is usually Steven's job.
It is. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
May the force be with you.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.